Modern controls, I think is great. I was a bit worried at the beginning because I didn't know about like all the drawbacks, but there are a lot of drawbacks and there are a lot of positives. And I really like that you can use modern control in tournament as well, because for new players who start the game with modern control, it could be disheartening for them to feel like, oh, but modern control, I can't use it forever. But now you know that if you play with modern control, you can still go to tournaments, and there is a benefit to classic and there's a benefit to modern. So I think it's a great addition, really, really great.
Modern controls right now, I don't really know, because it's hard to say when no one really plays it, I think, in America. So you can't really see like how much it changed. I just think that it has some uses to it, but I feel like losing buttons, if you're already a good player and you know how to play on classic, losing buttons for a little extra reaction, I feel like it's not really worth it in my opinion, because you can just train yourself to react to stuff. There's certain things you can do in the game that's going to help you react to like drive impacts in the corner or a drive rush, so you don't really need to do that if you just practice, I feel like. So I think modern controls is very good for the newer players to not feel so left behind when they play against really good players. I feel like that's kind of the good thing about the modern controls. But I feel like as a good player, you've played for a long time, it's kind of pointless to play on it in my opinion.
I think that modern controls are mostly viable in a competitive standpoint. I've seen Shuto, Yanai over Japan doing work at Rebel Kumite. We saw Jikt do work out here, almost making top 24. I think there's some things that a lot of the characters lack, like the specials, some normals that they need, like Luke, for example. He doesn't have stand light kick, which I think is really important for him. But beyond that, I think they have big benefits. Obviously, can react with the quickness against supers. I think that if you want to be competitive in the game, you want to play modern, you can do so. You might, I guess the lack of damage for some characters, like on supers and stuff, like for Marisa, that might hurt, but if you want to be competitive and you want to do modern, I think you're still able to be competitive, I guess is the best way I'm trying to put it.
I think modern controls are actually a great thing for the game, because not only does it help new players get in, there are unique uses where characters can really exemplify strengths that they have and take away tools that they're not really going to utilize a lot in certain matchups to really capitalize on the skill set itself. Also, having one input supers, it's kind of nice against headbutts and Blanca balls, I'm not going to lie.
If it ends up being relevant, I don't enjoy playing them at all, and I don't enjoy playing against them. Having like a one-button super is really annoying to play versus. I think there's only a few characters where I would consider it maybe relevant. Lily, Luke is really good with modern. I think Honda, Jikt I was playing him, and it was really annoying playing versus modern Honda. So I think only a few characters might be relevant, and if it ends up being relevant, I'm not going to be happy.
I think modern controls are, I wouldn't say overrated, but it's like they're not as good as the beginners think they are.
I think they're okay. Like Japanese players were saying that they might be really good in certain matchups, like E Honda and Blanca, just so you can like reaction DP against the headbutts and stuff. So I could definitely see it being a strategy like that. Hopefully it doesn't become like better than classic controls, and if it does, like Capcom would just nerf it, I think. So like either way, I think it'd be okay.
It's fine. One of the things that we got to kind of get used to. I'm kind of glad that the game and the companies are actually giving us an option to kind of choose what we want to do rather than just putting it all in one. So I really like that idea, and that's why I kind of support it in that way.
Let them rock. You know what I'm saying? The more accessible, the more players, the more everything, more Street Fighter, it's all good. Rising tide lifts all boats, yes.
Modern controls is kind of gnarly. There was an E Honda player, I think in top 48. He was doing really good with a modern Honda. I've seen modern Luke do stuff. I don't want to be the guy and be like, oh, modern, like, shouldn't be allowed, but like, it is really good. And you have to play a little bit different because say frame try to go for a DI, they can react instantly with level 3. So you kind of have to play a little bit differently, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
I feel like everyone is making too much of a big deal about modern controls, right? Just let people play how they want to play. We're all just trying to, we're all just trying to play, man. And if modern controls help somebody out who either couldn't or wouldn't play the game under classic controls, like, there's no harm in that.
Modern controls are great. I actually use modern controls. I have a modern Master Zangief. One button SPD is, it's a crime, but it's not a crime. Because you know why? Because you classic players with those random raw drive rushes, y'all need to be stopped. Y'all just mad that modern stops that. So that's how I feel about modern controls.